Star Wars only, I don't know what the fuck your problem is.
It always feels weird making a video that kind of defends people that I'm not entirely supportive of, and that's what this video is right here. There are articles coming from people like Screen Rant and We Got This Covered who have become very clear on the narrative that they're trying to show, which is, the article is basically titled, Star Wars Galaxy's Edge at Disney is charging $11 for sporks that used to be free when it originally opened. And it's a very misleading article title. It's clickbait, if you will. The reason they're putting that is because they don't want to tell you the truth, which is the reason those sporks were free when Galaxy's Edge opened is because they weren't ever for sale. They weren't something that you were supposed to take home. I mean, let's be honest, it's a spork. Don't know why you want to steal a spork, but that's what people were doing. People were stealing them, therefore making it free. They were never selling them. They were never just giving them away, but people stole these sporks, took them home, and they would post them on eBay and sell them for, I don't know, $100-something, maybe $50. I don't know. Why you would buy a spork in the first place is beyond me. But of course Disney is going to see these things online and say, we don't want our customers getting ripped off on sporks. So we're just going to sell them ourselves for $11. I don't even know how much it costs to make these things, but this is what happens when people have a clear narrative they want to push, where they look at something like this and they're like, oh, they're selling sporks for $11. That's a ripoff. To be fair, I would never buy a spork for $11. I would never buy a spork in general. But people see Disney doing this and they go, ah, they're scamming us. They're ripping us off. $11 for a spork? How dare they? You're right. You're right. But you should really be blaming the idiots who would steal a spork and post it on eBay. You should also be blaming the idiots that would buy the spork on eBay. But to be fair, people have their own little hobbies, if you will, bad taste, useful time of wasting money, I guess you will, because that's a waste of money in my opinion. $11 to $100, it's a spork. Why would you ever buy a spork? The concept doesn't even make sense to me. You either have a spoon or you have a fork. Who thought of a spork? But people like We Got This Covered, people like Screen Rant, they want to push the Disney is bad narrative, so YouTube channels and people on Twitter and Instagram and social media, wherever in the Star Wars community, can put out the Disney bad narrative of, oh, how corrupt is Disney? Look how bad they are for selling sporks for $11 when they used to be free. Yes, they were free because people stole them. If you've ever taken an economics class or even read an economics book, one of the first lessons in economics, if you actually know anything on what you're talking about when it comes to economics, is there's no such thing as a free lunch. Even if you stole the sporks, even if Disney was giving out those sporks for free, quote unquote, you were going to the park. You paid money to get into the park. But people like to push the narrative that sporks are being sold at Galaxy's Edge because Disney's ripping you off, or Galaxy's Edge isn't busy at all and it's actually empty and no one's going there because it's dead. Star Wars is dead. When cast members, people who work at the Disney parks, they can't even go to Hollywood Studios and Disney World until I think someone told me it was April. You're telling me they gotta wait that long just to go to Hollywood Studios? And the reason they can't go is because there's so many people at Hollywood Studios right now because of Galaxy's Edge? But no. Disney bad. Disney bad. And Star Wars bad. Therefore, any article dissing Star Wars or dissing Disney is good. That's the mentality these people have. Now, I can say these kind of things, and it's something I don't like saying, because what it does is it compares me to people who cover the stuff and people who make these kind of negative articles, like We Got This Covered, like Screen Rant, and what people do is they say, oh, they're saying these things and it's wrong, and here's why I'm not doing it, and it's making yourself sound good. And I hate doing that. I hate trying to inflate my ego when first of all, it's just Star Wars, who cares? But second of all, it's something that you can compare to someone else and say, well, I'm not doing that, therefore I'm a better person. It's really easy to do that. But what I am trying to tell you is that there's clearly people like Screen Rant and like We Got This Covered who are pushing the narrative of Disney bad, and they have a clear bias when it comes to kind of these reports. And I don't want you to fall for it. I want you to get the truth. And the truth is, yes, they're selling these sporks for $11. And the reason they're doing that is because people stole it. Simple as that. Why you would ever buy a spork in the first place, I don't know. That's beyond me, but do what you want with your money. It's your money. It's your choice. But that's just what I want to talk about today. I'm sorry I made a video about sporks, but I kind of wanted to clear the air on the bullshit that goes around in the Star Wars fandom these days. So tell me your thoughts below. Are you going to buy a spork from Galaxy's Edge for $11? Or are you just not going to get one because it's a spork? Tell me your thoughts below. I'm Star Wars Only. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. I will see you all next time, and may the Force be with you always.